Good morning. Today is a Saturday and I've got so much to do. I just woke up. I woke up about 30 minutes ago. So while this is a vlog, I thought I would share some of my tips that help me stay productive. I'm gonna show you some of the things that I do to help me sustain I'm so crusty, a good amount of practice, but also a good amount of work and all the other things that I do. So yeah, come with me and hope you enjoy the video. So like I said, productivity tip number one for me is to write down everything that I want to do. And I've got tons to do, so I'm just going to, take that now. Yeah, so I even go as far as putting in times to eat breakfast and supper, you know. Otherwise, I'm just going to find myself going over time of things that I need to do. If you don't write things down, well, at least if I don't write things down, they never happen. So, or maybe they'll happen, but I'll spend too much time on one thing. So, it's good for me to even out my work so that I can be consistent in all aspects of my work. Yeah, I'm gonna get my day started, and I always try to start with the worst thing, which for me is research work. I mean, I love my topic, but also, yeah. Well, now is time for me to practice, and I had 5 minutes, but it's actually time for me to practice. But I'm gonna take this time anyway to just speak about something. And no, I'm not sweating. This is called skincare. I realized that I need to take care of my skin a bit better than I probably was. I just feel like as it pertains to practicing, it's not always that I feel like, some things I don't really like to talk about because I think they're personal. But I know that some things are worthy to share because I know there are people that are going through it, not might be. I know for a fact, or like 99% probability that there are people going through things that I go through as well. And this is the idea of, I don't always feel like practicing. Like sometimes I get really disheartened. Sometimes I even get into a space where just thinking about practicing or playing makes me concerned, in a sense where I don't always feel like I like my playing. I don't always feel like I'm playing good enough, and it's always in those dark spaces where something magical can come out. It's always in those instances where when you sort of put that darkness aside for like a split second and think about what you can do to move forward. And I think for me, my main focus when it comes to playing is that I always try to think about what it is I'm trying to achieve. What I'm trying to achieve is to be a better player, but not just that, to always try to harness my voice. And that for me is tricky to find the balance in. I don't know. Personally, I don't see a point in listening to things that you don't like. Arguably, I do try to force myself, but sometimes I don't really see a point because it doesn't give me the urge to want to check that thing out. But with that said, my taste does develop over time, and I might end up liking something I didn't like before. So I guess what I'm saying is, so sometimes your musician self, I know you have seasons, and you have to know when what time it is. Sometimes for me it's a season to chill out, and I can tell because sometimes when I sit at the piano and I'm like, sounds so lame and I'm so uninspired. You can't do more of the same thing and expect for something to change. Sometimes you need to take a step back, and sometimes that step back is a few days, and listen to music. You get inspired. There's always something in this world that is inspiring. um so yeah, but don't get yourself in a place of feeling hopeless. You really need to catch yourself when that happens. um Nonetheless, I was just pointing out the fact that my practice life and routine is not perfect, not in the least, not by the furthest stretch of the imagination. It's the most imperfect part of my life, I think, actually. And, um, you know, musicians like to just say practice, practice, practice. What's a question to that? How do you work on it? How do you work on this? Just practice. How do you do that? Practice. And I mean, what you mean? Practice. This is not a formula, but this is something that I thought about, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes revision is better than learning something new, and sometimes revision is better than learning something new for a long period of time. Um, Learning something new is cool, but there's no point in learning something new when the next day it's still iffy. So revise more than always being concerned or being anxious about what you don't know. So work on things one step at a time. With that said, I'm actually going to be doing a lot of revision because I haven't been practicing for the past 3 days, I would say. So, and when I say revision, I'm speaking about things that I've been working on for like 3 years even. These are things that they constantly have to be renewed and refreshed. So I think for the first hour and a half, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of revision. And then for the next hour and a half or two, probably another hour and a half, I'm going to be working on playing and possibly looking at new things. So yeah, that's that. Well, it's actually been 45 minutes and I've only managed to cover major scales. So this is a good exercise that I do, and I think I also made a video about how to use major scales in jazz. Um, well, I surely find it useful anyway, and it always helps me with my finger flexibility. So I'm gonna show you. I'm literally on the last key because I did all 12 keys just now, and I'm on the last key, which is D major. And basically what I do is I do major diatonic sevenths, but separate hands, and then I put them together. And I always make sure to use a metronome. So I do. You can tell it's super crusty. Or something of the sort, and I do it in my right hand. So it's always easier in the right hand, isn't it? And I do it hands together. And then I'll just play the scale like a similar motion, like in triplets. This is a bebop major scale. Also, it's really nice to get like hand isolated work, so I'll do it hand separately as well. And I think D major is one of the easier keys for me, so it sounds like I'm doing that fairly easy. But like a key like, for some reason, E flat bebop major always, my fingers like to get stuck, so I always end up spending the most time on that one. But yeah, so that really helps. What is the easiest bebop major scale for you, like fingering wise? For me, the easiest I would have to say it's F sharp major, F sharp bebop major. That's so, it goes really well under the fingers. That's really, it slips really well. Yeah, what's the easiest one for you? I think the more there are black notes, I think the easier the fingering gets, in my opinion. 2 hours into practice, and I feel like this is the time for me where I feel like my mind starts to get a bit tired. Especially if you've been doing intensive stuff. Like, I don't mean like just playing. Yeah. Yeah, just under 2 hours, but I'm gonna go for a few more minutes, like another 45 minutes or so. For today, I think it was mainly I needed just to get back into the swing. It wasn't really that I was checking anything specific, but just getting back into the swing. And I've got a few performances coming up next month, including my recital, my second last recital for the program that I'm doing at varsity before my studies officially come to an end. So I've got a lot to prepare for, but this definitely wasn't the day for that. I just needed to get my fingers together, and then tomorrow I think I will start to look at actual stuff that I need to take care of. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I'm supposed to do some more of my studies, but I'm so tired. And there's this interview that I had that I'd recorded on like screen recording vibes, and it's got no audio. So I interviewed someone for over an hour. This is actually a few months ago, and I told myself, you know what, I'll find a way to recover the audio. If there's anyone who knows how to recover the audio of a recording, like a cell phone screen recording, please help. because now I've basically given up. Like I, I don't know what to do. So feeling a bit disheartened. I think I'm gonna pick my schoolwork up in the morning, and I wanted to actually film some shorts as well for YouTube. I want to try out, yeah, filming some shorts, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. I'm going to actually do some editing of a video that I want to maybe release soon. So yeah, so when I get my setup, I actually decided to film this because one thing about me, I'm like, if I want to do something, I do it as lazy as I can be, arguably anyway. So I'm gonna film this and you'll probably see this soon. Yes, this is me on another day. I'm actually editing the video that you're watching, and I realized I didn't do an outro, so thank you for watching this video. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope it motivates you to work and like and subscribe. I'll see you again. Bye.